Dew Thompson grew up in Monroe, Louisiana, with his two sisters, his mother, an English teacher, and father, a successful attorney. Throughout his adolescence, Dew, his father, and friends would often go on camping trips and engage in activities such as hiking, hunting, and fishing. Dew attributes his love of the outdoors and his strong sense of character to his father.
When I was 18, I lost my grandfather. 2 months later, I lost my dad. So I lost both of my male mentors at 18. And it was different for me, trying to figure out where to go and what to do in life at that point. I stayed the course, kind of a varied college courses with working and going to school until I finally graduated and then was offered the banking job, then hence began my career.
After years in the banking sector, at the age of 43, Dew left his position as vice president and head of private banking at Bank One in Monroe, Louisiana.
I literally had the nicest office in the state, played golf several times a week, dealt with high-end net worth people. But I looked up and I just thought, I don't want to finish my life like this. It's a great opportunity. Banking is wonderful, but I wanted to do something different. But then an individual came to me and said, I know of a group of people that are looking for a partnership. 12 individuals had borrowed about $5 million from Arkansas Capital Corporation, had operated for about several years, but they were finding it difficult to figure out what they were trying to accomplish, and that was make polytubing. That particular group of individuals were trying to figure out how to recycle that plastic. And that was probably the most expensive and something nobody else had ever done. So think of the plant as two things. One, we made poly irrigation tubing, and then we had this continued wash system that we were working at and trying to create once we reclamated the polytube to bring it back in and convert it to a very clean post-consumer resin. And that was the biggest challenge of all. So what I did was made the jump and acquired 51% of Delta Plastics. You go from banking to being in business. It's literally flipping around to the other side of the desk. I began to learn a lot, especially through failure. My failures have been my biggest successes. First year I lost over 7 figures, and it was horrible. I didn't have 7 figures to lose. So the next year we lost a lot less money, and the next year less money, and the next year less. And finally, after about 4 years, we broke even. And then once I broke even, things started to really move forward a little bit.
With the success of Delta Plastics underway, Dew began exploring new business endeavors. In 2010, Thompson founded Revolution Bag, which manufactures EPA-compliant garbage bags that are sold exclusively to the institutional market. In 2014, Delta Plastics acquired Pipe Planner, a computerized hole selection software which estimates is saving farmers 100 billion gallons of irrigation water per year. Though Dew achieved great success with Delta Plastics in 2019, he decided it was time to put his focus into something more precious, his family.
Once we became relatively financially successful and I could look at it, the most important thing to me, it wasn't money, it was time. And it was time with my boys and my family. So when I sold, I was 66 because I'm relatively healthy because I wanted to spend time with my family, and I knew I had the opportunity to do that, yet I could stay involved in some aspects of business. I still have US Irrigation, and so we still service the farmer. So how lucky am I to be able to spend time with Mary Ellen and my kids, yet I still have other interests that don't dominate my time.
In addition to spending time with his family and owning US Irrigation, Dew is also a board member of the Nature Conservancy Board and a major sponsor of the Arkansas Governor's Cup Collegiate Business Plan Competition.
So we have, in Arkansas, the universities competing against themselves on entrepreneurial business competition between Walton School of Business and other universities, but it's teams, 3 to 5 people who create a company or an entrepreneurial belief, and they make presentations and they go through significant judges, written and oral, till it accumulates to the top 3 winners. They have put together something that they think will go to market. We've had multiple business plans come to fruition. And then that foundation basically ran out, the philanthropic foundation, and I said, I'll be more than happy to take it over.
After years of supporting the Arkansas Governor's Cup, Thompson founded the Entrepreneurship Pelican Cup hosted in his alma mater, the University of Louisiana Monroe.
What Eleanor Roosevelt said, do something every day that scares you. That's real. If you do something and push yourself every day over something that you're uncertain about, that's how you grow. You know, somebody said, what do you want your legacy to be? I think I want to be remembered as a person who was kind. It's not about the legacy of I was the biggest of or I did it. That's not it. It's the relationships. There's no better recognition than those of your peers. So to have that opportunity to sit alongside or be inducted with those people, it actually is big to be honored with these individuals. So yeah, I feel very fortunate.